The Chicago Bears might be heading into the regular season with a massive opportunity sitting right in front of them. Week 1 primetime Monday Night Football. And their opponent, the division rival Minnesota Vikings, could be seriously short-handed. This isn't just any matchup to open the year. It's a game that could set the tone for the entire NFC North race. And right now, all signs are pointing to a potential early advantage for the Bears. You can't ask for a better setup than this. Home game rookie quarterback on the other sideline. And now possibly to major offensive weapons missing from the Vikings' arsenal. If the football gods are handing you a gift, you better take it. And run. Let's start with Jordan Addison. The talented wide receiver is in some serious hot water right now. He's facing a court appearance stemming from a DUI charge earlier in 2024. His second off-field driving incident since he entered the NFL. That's not just a red flag for Minnesota's front office, it also triggers a potential three-game suspension based on the NFL's personal conduct policy. Now nothing's confirmed yet, but Adam Schefter already reported that there's a real possibility the league hits him with that suspension. And considering it's his second offense, it wouldn't be surprising if the NFL doesn't hesitate to make an example here. If Addison ends up suspended, that's a big hit to the Vikings' offense right out of the gate. This isn't just some depth guy or slot filler. Addison has quietly become one of the better number 2 receivers in the league. He's not flashy like Jefferson, but he's consistent, he's productive, and he's dangerous in man coverage. Through his first 2 seasons, he's averaged over 60 catches, close to 900 yards, and double-digit touchdowns. That's a little output for a second option, and his ability to stretch the field and create separation forces defenses to stay honest. Without him on the field, defensive coordinators can afford to roll more coverage toward Justin Jefferson and trust their corners to handle the rest. For the Bears, this opens up all kinds of options on defense. You've got Jalen Johnson, who's developing into one of the top man corners in the game, and you can confidently line him up on Jefferson and give him help over the top when needed. If Addison isn't playing, Minnesota is going to have to rely on guys like Yalen Naylor, rookie Ty Felton, and maybe Rondale Moore if he even makes the roster. None of those guys strike fear into a secondary. That changes the entire dynamic for Minnesota. Instead of picking their poison, Chicago's defense can zero in on Jefferson and force J.J. McCarthy to make tough throws to unproven targets in his very first NFL start. Yeah, that's another key part of this story. It'll be J.J. McCarthy's NFL debut, first game, prime time, on the road, against a defense that now has real options to game plan aggressively. And now the kid might be doing it without one of his top targets. That's asking a lot. There's no way around it. McCarthy had a great college career, but jumping from Michigan's run-heavy system into the speed and complexity of NFL defenses is no small thing. Minnesota's coaching staff is going to want to lean heavily on the run to keep things manageable for their young quarterback. The problem is if you're without Addison, that game plan becomes even more predictable. You lose your deep threat, your ability to stretch the field, and that lets a defense load the box and make life miserable in the trenches. Minnesota's already trying to build a more balanced defense. They've brought in veteran Aaron Jones, and they picked up Jordan Mason from San Francisco. A clear signal they're serious about running the ball more consistently. That's a shift from last year, where the Vikings aired it out more than most expected with Sam Darnold under center. Now with McCarthy, they'll want to protect him, run the ball, and take some pressure off. But if Addison isn't playing, stacking the box becomes the obvious response. Suddenly that entire offensive scheme gets tighter, more predictable, and easier to stop. And we haven't even talked about Christian Darrisaw yet. That's potentially an even bigger storyline. Darrisaw, Minnesota's Pro Bowl left tackle, and McCarthy's blindside protector, is still recovering from a serious knee injury. A torn ACL and MCL. Word is he might not be ready for week 1. Reports suggest it's maybe a 10 to 20% chance he suits up for that opener. That would be a huge blow. This is a guy who anchors their offensive line. He's elite in pass protection. He opens lanes in the run game, and without him, the Vikings could be starting a rookie and a journeyman on the left side. That's not what you want when you've got a rookie quarterback making his debut on national television. So picture this, you're J.J. McCarthy. It's your first NFL game. You're on the road in one of the loudest stadiums in football. You don't have Jordan Addison. Your best defensive lineman might not be available. Your left side is patchwork at best. And the Bears are bringing pressure off that edge with Montez Sweat and maybe Dayo Odeyingbo lining up across from you. That's a nightmare scenario for any quarterback, let alone a rookie. And the Bears, they have to take advantage of this. This isn't just a game. It's a statement opportunity. It's a division matchup at home with the chance to kick off the Caleb Williams era with a bang. If the Vikings are down Addison and Addison, that's two of their top 4 offensive players out. Jefferson's still elite, of course, and Hawkinson is no slouch either, but if you're missing your number 2 receiver and your franchise left tackle, that's a recipe for chaos. The thing about the NFL is that timing matters just as much as talent. It's not just who you play, it's when you play them. You might face a great team in Week 14 and get destroyed because they're clicking. Face that same team in Week 1 while they're still figuring things out or dealing with injuries, and suddenly it's a winnable game, and this feels like one of those moments for Chicago. Later in the year, once McCarthy has found his rhythm, once Addison is healthy and Addison is back in the lineup, this game could look completely different. But in Week 1 with all these question marks, you've got to take advantage. Now don't get it twisted, the pressure's on the Bears too. Caleb Williams isn't getting a free pass. If you're at home fully healthy and the Vikings come in missing key players and still manage to beat you, that's a bad look. Especially if your rookie quarterback gets outplayed by theirs. These division games count. Every single one, and when you get the chance to catch a rival slipping, you don't let it slide. The NFC North isn't going to hand anything to anyone this year. Every team in the division has a brutal schedule. They're all playing the NFC East and the AFC North, two of the most physical talented conferences in the league. There are no gimmicks. So when you get a soft spot even for a week, you've got to capitalize. Ben Johnson and the Bears coaching staff have to be licking their chops looking at this situation. It's not just about the talent gap. It's about game planning. If you know the Vikings are short-handed, if you know their left tackle is out, and Addison suspended, you adjust your approach. You get aggressive. You bring pressure off that left side. You shift safety help to bracket Jefferson. You dare McCarthy to throw to someone else. You make him beat you with his arm, with his decision-making. With everything he hasn't proven at the NFL level yet, that's how you win in this league. You exploit weaknesses. You strike when the opponent is vulnerable. And this might be the Bears' best shot all year at sending a message to the rest of the league. Because let's be real, there's a lot of hype around Caleb Williams. The expectations are sky high, and fair or not, the judgment starts immediately. There's no grace period in Chicago. If he comes out flat, if he can't handle the moment, fans and media are going to start asking questions. But if he delivers, if he leads the Bears to a convincing win in prime time over a division rival, that's the kind of performance that builds belief, that turns doubters into believers. That sets the tone for everything to come. So yeah, this game matters more than people think. It's not just the opener. It's the kind of early season turning point that teams look back on in December. When the playoff picture starts to take shape, win it and you're off and running. Lose it and you're already playing catch-up in the toughest division in football. The stakes are high, the pressure is real. And right now the opportunity is sitting there on a silver platter. What the Bears do with it, that's the question. On the offensive side, the Bears are eager to prove that last year's struggles were an aberration rather than a trend. Caleb Williams has all the tools to succeed at the next level: elite arm talent, pinpoint accuracy, uncanny pocket awareness, and the coaching staff has constructed a supporting cast designed to complement his skill set. DJ Moore remains the alpha of this receiving corps, a dynamic playmaker with the speed to punish defenses vertically and the route running savvy to carve out separation in tight windows. His rapport with Williams during OTA letters and minicamp has been widely praised, and the two appear to share a connection that bodes well for high-leverage situations. Whether it's a back shoulder fade on third down long or a quick slant to pick up a critical first down, Moore provides the kind of adjustable threat that keeps defensive coordinators up at night. Behind him, Keenan Allen brings that veteran savvy, the subtle footwork and crafty adjustments that turn contested catches into routine conversions. In the slot, Roshan Johnson, though primarily known as a probing runner, has demonstrated soft hands and the ability to work the middle of the field, adding another layer to the Bears' multi-pronged attack. In the backfield, the Bears' running game could be the unsung hero of this Week 1 showdown. Khalil Herbert returns as the workhorse runner, a compact north-south runner with the home run speed to turn nothing into something in a heartbeat. His vision between the tackles, coupled with his downhill burst, forces defenses to respect the ground game and prevents them from keying exclusively on the pass. If Minnesota's defensive front comes in lighter than anticipated, perhaps favoring speed over power to disrupt McCarthy's comfort zone, they may find themselves gashed by Herbert's violent cuts and unrelenting pad level. Devin Singletary supplements the backfield with a versatile skill, set equally adept at picking his way through traffic or catching screens in space, and turning short passes into significant yardage, the option to deploy North Dakota State product. Zach Benson on early downs or in jumbo packages further complicates schematic planning for the Vikings, who will have to defend a committee approach rather than focusing on a single ball carrier. Up front, the Bears' offensive line draws optimism after a productive offseason. Center Cody Whitehair anchors the unit with his veteran leadership and consistent play, responsible for pre-snap line calls and pass protection adjustments. Left guard Nate Davis and right guard Tevin Jenkins bring relative youth and athleticism, combining to form a capable pocket in both pass sets and run blocks. At tackle, Braxton Jones has emerged as a reliable pass protector on the blind side, demonstrating the foot speed to mirror edge rushers and the strength to sustain blocks on driving defenders. On the right, Darnell Wright brings a blend of length and aggression that flashes Pro Bowl potential when he plays at his best. If this unit can hold up against a Vikings front seven that features Danielle Hunter off the edge and Harrison Phillips clogging up the middle, the Bears will have a real shot at controlling tempo and keeping Minnesota's defense on its heels. Speaking of Minnesota's defense, it remains a formidable unit, even if its offense enters the season hamstrung. Under the guidance of their defensive coordinator, the Vikings employ a versatile front that can morph between 43 base alignments and hybrid looks, relying on Brandon Poel's disruption at linebacker and Cameron Binham's rangy coverage in the secondary. Patrick Peterson adds veteran savvy in the slot, his instincts and ball skills still sharp despite years in the league. Harrison Smith at safety serves as the cerebral fulcrum of the secondary, making the calls and disguising coverages that have befuddled quarterbacks in previous seasons. For the Bears, navigating this labyrinth of coverages will require pre-snap discipline and precise route timing, particularly on explosive plays designed to isolate favorable matchups. Williams' youth and inexperience could be on vivid display if he tries to force throws into tight windows, but he's shown a willingness to trust his progressions and throw with anticipation, to traits that should mitigate Minnesota's disruptive schemes. Special teams could also play a pivotal role in swinging field position and momentum. The Bears' coverage units have been overhauled with an eye toward speed and tackling accuracy, addressing a weakness from last season when hidden yardage often put the defense in long yardage situations. Their return team, led by Tyler Scott Jr., utilizes wedge blocks and misdirection to generate breakaway lanes, potentially putting the offense in favorable spots early and forcing the Vikings to flip the field with a touchback strategy. On the flip side, Minnesota's special teams coordinator is no stranger to creating chaos, with trick plays and fake punt schemes designed to catch opponents off guard and spark the kind of highlight reel plays that can flip the energy of a primetime crowd. Both coaches will need to balance aggression with pragmatism. One ill-timed gamble could lead to a game-changing swing in points or field position. Weather will be a factor too. Chicago in early September can present a range of conditions from crisp sunny skies to heavy winds whipping across Soldier Field's lakefront location. A swirling crosswind can knock a kicker's confidence, turning a routine field goal attempt into a rolling dreidel. If the wind picks up, both teams may lean more heavily on their ground games, turning the match into a trench battle reminiscent of the old school NFC identity. For the Bears, whose offensive line has shown resiliency in camp, controlling the line of scrimmage would serve as both a statement and a tactical necessity. Conversely, the Vikings will want to establish their backs behind a makeshift left side. If Darisaw remains sidelined, leveraging Aaron Jones' shiftiness and Alexander Madison's power to move the chains and chew up the clock, coaching chess also looms large. Bears head coach Matt Eberflus preaching discipline and assignment-based football, emphasizing gap integrity and tackling fundamentals on defense. His staff has installed a variety of exotic blitz packages aimed at keeping McCarthy off balance, with linebackers shooting at gaps and safeties rolling down into the box on gadget blitzes. If the Bears can generate early pressure without blitzing, they'll be able to drop more defenders into coverage, daring Minnesota's rookie quarterback to navigate their zone concept. On the offensive side, offensive coordinator Luke Getsy will need to script the first dozen plays that set the tempo, mixing quick-hitting passes with play-action fakes to keep the Vikings honest. The beauty of a scripted opening drive is its ability to expose defensive tendencies before the cameras even get a chance to focus on the quarterback's single-digit jersey number. Intangibles shouldn't be overlooked. Soldier Field's atmosphere on Monday Night Football is legendary, with fans chanting "Bear down" and an eruption of cheers whenever the home crowd feels momentum. That roar can rattle even seasoned veterans, let alone a rookie quarterback, making his debut under a nation spotlight. Chicago's players draw energy from the surroundings, feeding off the crowd's electricity on critical third downs and goal line stands. The Vikings, with their fans sharing the visiting end zone, will hope to bring enough purple-clad supporters to counterbalance the sea of navy and orange. But the noise differential has historically favored the Bears in primetime. Off-field narratives add further intrigue. Caleb Williams' transition from college superstar to NFL journeyman, the weight of expectations following the franchise's hike of recent years, and the hunger to snap a postseason drought. All of these storylines converge in this opener. For Minnesota, the redemption arc of getting past a disappointing season, the arrival of J.J. McCarthy as the presumed future face of the franchise, and the quest to defend their divisional crown will drive motivation. Both locker rooms will be brimming with anticipation, adrenaline, and the ever-present fear of the unknown. That tension, more than any schematic wrinkle, often determines who looks like a veteran and who looks like a rookie when the cameras finally go live. Ultimately, the chess match between these two storied franchises on opening night hinges on execution, adjustment, and the ability to capitalize on opportunity. If the Bears can seize the moment, exploit Minnesota's early season vulnerabilities, and ride the wave of a hungry home crowd, they have every chance to make a statement that resonates far beyond Week 1. But if the Vikings overcome their personnel challenges, lean on their defensive acumen, and allow their young quarterback to grow into the moment, this could be one of those classic primetime battles that sets the tone for an epic division race. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a twist that's sending shockwaves through the NFL, rumor mill, whispers have emerged suggesting that superstar quarterback Patrick Mahomes may be leaving the Kansas City Chiefs for none other than the Chicago Bears. While nothing has been officially confirmed and no statements have come from either camp, several sources close to the situation hint that a stunning move might be in the works, or perhaps already signed. Mahomes, widely regarded as one of the most electrifying quarterbacks in the history of the game, has been the face of the Chiefs since taking over as starter in 2018. With 2 Super Bowl rings and countless jaw-dropping plays under his belt, the idea of him suiting up in navy and orange seems almost surreal, and yet the buzz is growing louder. Insiders are saying that tensions may have been brewing behind the scenes in Kansas City, particularly around contract flexibility, team direction, and long-term strategy. The Bears, hungry for a franchise quarterback and desperate to reclaim their legacy, could be offering Mahomes a fresh start and reportedly an astronomical deal that would break records and reshape the league's quarterback hierarchy. Adding fuel to the speculation, Mahomes has recently been spotted in Chicago, and some fans even claim to have seen him touring the Bears' practice facility. Social media is ablaze with photos and rumors circulating like wildfire, though no image has been verified. Still, the possibility alone is enough to ignite debate among analysts and fans alike.